How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Bosnian law enforcement officer here. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today, guys, we're going to take a look at some Pokemon rumors, leaks, all the things in between. Maybe I shouldn't be wearing this thing, but let's get started right away, guys. So, kicking things off, we have some Pokemon leaks and rumors, and the first one is coming to us from Poplio Approves, a new Twitter account that's popped up, and he actually tagged me and a few other people, saying some images just popped up on 4chan about this leak, and this is the closest thing to actual gameplay I've seen so far. Kind of sus since it's just UI, and the image includes basically the following. Says RC and GO images, and then it's a picture of, I guess, what would be Megastones? I would assume this would be Megastones, right? And then just says the following. This is a reply to post number 576121996. Hashtag I love leaks. Hashtag friendship is magic. I don't know what this is. It could also just be a joke, and this could be literally something out of My Little Pony. I don't really know, but they do include an actual post here, which says the following, which is, all right, I know a guy who knows a guy, blah, blah, blah. Well, actually, to be fair, I know that's a joke, but that's literally how these things go. There is usually a lot of people, like all these leaks you guys have been seeing for the last few days, most of these leaks come from the original Terra leak, and then it's like people that know the guy who has a Terra leak who's leaked out information. It's basically a mix of all that into one. So keep in mind, there's always a possibility this stuff could be real. But let's continue through the actual poster. It says, okay, apparently, let's get it over with. New kind of mechanic, Battle Bond. Now, we already have Battle Bond, kind of. But it says, instead of a full transformation like Mega Evolution, Pokemon now gain a Rainbow Aura, just like Legends EA's trailer, and a stat boost that scales with its level. Okay, I don't remember that being in the trailer, but alright. Some Pokemon can be found in the wild already, Battle Bonded, BB level 1, similar to Terra Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. Okay, that would be fair. Otherwise, Battle Bond is unlocked with a Resonance Crystal. Okay, fair enough. And all Pokemon you can use Battle Bond except select legendary Pokemon and those that already have Mega Evolutions. Okay, interesting. Battle Bond levels are level 1, 50 base stat total, I guess. Level 2, 60 base stat total after 10 Genesis Ores. Then level Z, really, 70 BST after 30 Genesis Ores. Now, Genesis Ore can be earned from boss fights, Area Kings, details are hush hush, Wild Mega, and Battle Bond Pokemon. And even found occasionally on the ground as loot. Okay, I'm sharing this because leaks are getting dry and boring. This is about to shake things up. Keep your eyes peeled. Forgot to add this, but Battle Bond Greninja does actually change its form to Ash Greninja at level Z, although it's sadly been renamed to Genesis Greninja and has a slightly revamped design. That just seems unlikely. I mean, we know for a fact that Greninja's going to get some kind of Mega Evolution. The reason we know that's the case is because we have had that massive Terra leak, which just the other day, like literally yesterday, we got all of these Pokemon that are on screen right here. All of these were confirmed to be real, by the way. We're going to go through this list and talk a bit about them because we do know what some of these might look like design-wise. We may have some hints for that. These hints have been given by none else than Ball Guy. Ball Guy is a community member who was part, I think, of Pori Leaks, and he's been out here just, he's had access to some of these details, and he's been leaking them out through hints and stuff. We're going to go through what he's been hinting, but basically, this is an entire list of all the Mega Pokemon that are confirmed. Now, how do we know they're confirmed? Because the info is coming from a legit set of sources, coming from multiple different sources. Ku, Pioro, Centro, which, I mean, to be fair, Centro just, again, you know, a lot of people don't necessarily trust Centro and stuff, or neither really Ku, but Pioro at least is one that we can 100% say that Pioro tends to, you know, be correct about his information, but it seems like most people have had a singular source, and that source is the Terra leak. But remember, the Terra leak was for like an early build, not an early build, but like an alpha beta type build of Pokemon Legends ZA, so that could have changed by now, right? Like, what these megas could have changed by now, or they could have removed some of them or added more of them. Just keep that in mind. There's always a chance there could have been changes made, so please keep that in your mind. Please keep in mind that that could have happened. But for the list here, though, some of the details we know, another part as well, by the way, is that these were already kind of leaked by someone over on 4chan, too, who basically put out the entire list of Meganium, Feraligatr, Emboar, Greninja, Delphox, Chestnut, Zygarde, Zeraora, Starmie, Pyroar, Chandelure, Drampa, Scrafty, Excadrill, Scolipede, Dragonite, Phalanx, and Frostlass, and then no Flygon. And then everybody else has been out and confirming that, yes, there is no Mega Flygon, at least in the build. Because remember, all this information is from that early build of the game. So things could have changed. Flygon could have been added. A bunch of other Megas could have been added. There's always a chance changes could have been made. But remember, this is Game Freak. And usually these builds, the Pokemon that are in there tend to be about the stuff that's going to be in the game at the end of the day, especially if these Pokemon had finished models and everything. That's most likely what's going to be in there on the release, and it's doubtful there will be anything else, given that we don't really know like what level this build was of, and like how far into development this build was, and how important this build was in terms of like context, right? Because at the end of the day, this could have been an old build that contained megas that were not going to be in there in the end, or maybe this build was only having added in like a few test megas and then they were going to do more. You never know is what I'm trying to say. But as for this list though, we do know a few things about some of these Pokemon. Like for example, there has been hints by Ball Guy for what some of these Pokemon might look like. So let's go through the list and do a little bit of theorizing. So first of all, he did go through and make his own theories on his thoughts and opinions and all this kind of stuff, and what these Pokemon might be. Like these were just hints for what some of these Pokemon might be. For example, he did a riddle about a baby Pokemon, and it was for Clefable. A Goose Barnacle riddle was for Barnacle. KFC riddle was Skarmory, and Mask riddle is for Halucha, because you have, is that Kanye West? I think it's Kanye West with a mask. And then, of course, the islands, I'm guessing referring to, well, I'm not sure what the islands are supposed to do, because Halucha 4? I don't know. There's got to be some context for it. Maybe because it's kind of like a parrots? I don't know. Either way, point is, he was hinting stuff there, but then he went on and he actually put out some more stuff, like for example, this right here, and this is him saying design queue. So this is implying that this could be a hint for what one of the megas might look like. Now, I only know what one of the megas looks like. I'm not going to give that description because that's something that I just don't want to put it out there because I don't know if it's okay with the person who told it to me, but I will talk about the stuff that is here and what has been said publicly now. So for example, this right here, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to assume and guess that this is supposed to be a hint towards the mega for specifically Embor, I think, is the one that most people were speculating as well. He says, design queue sent first in Discord, but figured it should be here too. Don't think about the obvious answer. So yeah, I mean, what the obvious answer is, we don't really know. Some people, like for example, Blaze says Phalanx. People are saying Golurk, etc., stuff like that. The reason I'm saying Embor is potentially because, again, we don't know what the megas are going to be really based on. One of my speculations is that they're going to be based on like things within France, like like a knight, a dragon, a princess, it's a fairy tale type thing, and it's possible that one of them could be like specifically Embor could get a mega that makes him look like a terracotta soldier, which could be the case, but again, could also not be the case. My guess could have been awful. The next thing though is this one right here. Now here he shows the legendaries from Oras. Now these were legendaries that got special forms, at the same time as when we had megas introduced, right? So X and Y introduced megas, and then Oras was the next mega game because it featured a bunch of Gen 3 megas on top of also giving Mega Evolution to Rayquaza and Primal Reversion forms for Groudon and Kyogre, which basically were Mega Evolutions as well. It was just a glorified way of changing it and calling it something different. But what he means by this is probably to tell us that no, Yveltal and Zygarde, at least based on the build that he has seen, at least on the version of the game that, that these guys have gotten their hands on, at least based on that, there will not be any Mega Evolution for Zygarde and Yveltal in this case. Maybe there's, not Zygarde. Zygarde will get it, but for Yveltal and Xerneas. Yveltal and Xerneas would not be getting it. At least that's what I'm getting from this implication. So there you go. Then here he included a picture of a pig, which pretty much to me confirms that this got to be about Embor. I mean, I would assume so because Embor is a piggy. So, yeah, I guess it having some sort of armor isn't that crazy. So there's that. And also he's been putting stuff out on his, on his Discord server. So you guys want to check out his Discord server, I think he's linking it here, which you guys can go check out on his Twitter. But he does say something on his Discord server though, which is a few different hints. And I'm going to show you these hints and I'll give you the context. So, first one was actually a picture of Patrick Star. Now, you might be looking at this like, what is this? Well, apparently, this could be about Starmie's Mega Evolution, and that Starmie's Mega Evolution may actually be getting legs of sorts and making it look like it's got legs. At least that's what this seems to be implying. So, yeah, a humanoid starfish is basically what we're going to get there. Then, another one thing, one of the things he hinted at was a picture of, I think, what are the names again? Shieldbird and Swordbird or whatever, I forget their names. The guys from Sword and Shield, pretty lame characters. But he posted these and just said Bad Hair Day. Now for this one, I haven't actually seen anybody fully guess it. Like that is, a confusing one. I don't know what this is meant to be. I'm trying to think of, like, out of all the Pokemon that we have on this list, who would make the most sense with these two? Or I guess a Pokemon that might have a bad looking hairstyle. Maybe that's what he's trying to imply with that. Which, if you look at the list, I mean, it's a lot of possibilities for what that could be. But, I mean, I don't know, maybe Scrafty? Maybe Scrafty would be the one. But I'm really not sure, to be honest with you. It could be literally anything. So that's another thing he hinted. Then there's also this image, which I do not know what this image is supposed to be. It just looks like a Japanese, lettering sign or whatever, made out of flames. I don't know if this is supposed to be an image from the game itself, or if this is just, I don't know what this is. I literally do not know what this is. The same way I don't know from this other rumor what these pictures are. I'm not gonna lie, again, it's like very confusing. And even in this rumor here, like what they were talking about, like again, it's all hearsay at the moment. We don't really know. But this is one of the images that was included. And then, of course, the next thing he mentioned is, of course, the thing we already talked about, which is that there's not going to be Yveltal and Xerneas. And he did include this image as well, by the way, for basically what you should expect the Mega Starmie to look like, which, yeah. He also did include a picture of a Lunatone and Solrock. Again, what that means, are they going to get Megas? I don't know. Or if there's going to be a Pokemon that's going to look like that, I really do not know. He also teased something for a Crocodile Pokemon, which I would assume would be for Alligator, and he included the word hoodie when he was, I think, talking about it. So yeah, hoodie, you know, and for Alligator, maybe implying that, you know, our boy for Alligator is going to get some sort of hoodie looking design, which, let's go. That would be so sick, dude. I like wearing hoodies a lot, so I would love that. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see, right? It's all up for debate right now. It's all up for time, and we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, I do feel like I have heard a lot more negativity, though, about some of the designs, as opposed to any positivity, to be fair, at least from leaks, which is never to be taken as guaranteed, because of course those people who are sharing it, they have their own subjective opinions, and their opinions may not line up with how you feel about these megas. So always stay optimistic about these things, because you never know what they will actually look like and how they will appeal to you versus how they appeal to others. Now, if we go through the entire list here of everything that has been, like, you know, leaked by different people, here's the entire list of sources and who leaked what, in case you guys are curious who did what and who said what. Here's the entire run through of that. And then, of course, we do have all of the posts right here. And we're going to refresh this because for some reason the website got broken here, so we don't see all the tweets. Here are all the tweets. So again, we can go through the entire thing here of all the 27 different ones, because there's a lot of different people that have tweeted stuff. Of course, Pioro confirming everything. We have, you know, Amashino figured out that he was talking about the number 27, so there being 27 new megas. Again, I still think there's more than that, but again, that number can only increase going forward, so we'll just have to wait and see how that turns out. If we go down to the rest of it, though, if we continue down through the rest of the threads, this is where, of course, Ball Guy was confirming stuff, and of course it was Cleffa. Then we have, of course, the confirmation of that being Cleffa. We also have the Barbarical thing. The KFC one, I don't remember what that was referencing again. I forget. I think it was, Metal and then Chicken, so Skarmory, right? And of course, Hawlucha, which is a crazy one. I forgot to mention Hawlucha yesterday. Then Mega Starmie and Mega Chandelure, which are confirmed directly by Universo Nintendo, which I think is from Necro Felipe, so he confirmed that. And then Mega Starmie, Mega Chandelure basically being reaffirmed by Centro here again from that. So again, a lot of these Pokemon, if you want to look through the entire list, you can do that. But we did also get, of course, confirmation that there will not be a Mega Evolution for Flygon. We will not be getting any Mega Evolutions for Xerneas and Yveltal based on the current build, by the way. And also no Charizard Mega Z version. So there's that. So yeah, it's intriguing. Okay, it's interesting. There's a lot to be said, and we'll have to wait and see how things turn out. And also, we have the entire set, so you guys should definitely go over to PokeOS for the Shining Revelry themed booster pack that's out now for, I think, or it's releasing, I think, tomorrow for TCG Pocket. So in case you guys want to get your hands on information on that, you want to see the entire list of all the Pokemon in there, then you can do so. It's all on the page now. I think we'll go to the third page. We can see... Actually, wait, do we have to go back to the other page? I think we have to, don't we? Oh, no, here it is. Okay, so you can see all the Pokemon. It's going to be, of course, a bunch of shinies. I don't know if there's a lot of reprints in here or not. There probably might be a few, I would assume. This Giratina card looks cool. But yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon in there. You guys can take a look at it if you want to. A lot of new cards to, you know, go and try to get your hands on. Especially now with, like, all the bad stuff happening in the TCG side of things. With, like, scalpers and everything. Just buying out buttloads of Pokemon cards. It's not really been fun, to be honest. I haven't bought Pokemon cards in a long time because I just do not want to spend money on it. Pokemon's fun and all, but I don't want to waste life savings on Pokemon cards. But I wish it was just more chill and people could just enjoy it as a fun hobby rather than making investments out of it. But it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today. Thank you all for watching. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Peace out and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.